One of the most disturbing things, I think, and it got very little attention, was that when President Trump got into office, he made combating anti-Semitism a major priority across all agencies of his administration. They even have a anti-Semitism czar who's very, very aggressive. And a bunch of regulations got passed saying that if you criticize Israel, you're not eligible for these kinds of programs. And what Israel did about 10 years ago was promulgated this very new, radically expanded hate speech code called the IHRA, which is the International Holocaust Remembrance Act. And it takes very benign and common views about Israel or about Jews, such as Israel is a racist society, or you can compare Israel to the Nazis, or the Jews played a role in killing Jesus, a whole bunch of other kind of criticism of either Israelis or Jews or Israel. And they banned it as hate speech, which is, I thought, what the American right was so angry about for so long. And when Trump negotiated, when he withdrew funding from a bunch of colleges on the grounds that they were allowing too much anti-Semitism, every one of the negotiations required them to implement this aggressively expanded definition of anti-Semitism so that even professors of genocide and Holocaust studies who have been teaching for decades decided that they had to change their reading list because it was now prohibited in the name of Israel. This is America, where the First Amendment is still in place, and yet this is all over our academic institutions.
And this all happened under the cover of combating wokeness, combating the left-wing death grip on American higher education, which is real. But rather than break that grip, it hasn't been broken. It's still in place completely. This was used as like an opportunity to restrict the inherent free speech rights of Americans. And very few people noticed this.
Because the problem here is that it's happening in our most elite institutions of higher learning, our universities, our colleges, which, going back to the Enlightenment, everybody agreed was the one place where you needed completely unfettered speech and debate, including offensive ideas, to test things that had been declared taboo, to even, dissect the most sacred orthodoxies. The fact that these speech restrictions are happening on college campuses, I think is extra disturbing and destructive to free speech.